You guys come on in the room. Come on in. There you go. Yay, you guys made it back. Sorry about that. I seem to do this every week. Start and then somehow disconnect. I'm back on now. So come on back in the room, everybody. I'm here. Hello. Hi. Thank you for coming. There we go. Yay, everybody's coming back. Yay, 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 yay. I lost you guys for a second. You're back. Hello. Hi. When you come in the room, let's do roll call. Everybody say hey, say hi. For all the people on the replay, we don't get to see, you don't get to see who's in here. But we definitely want you guys to leave comments too after you watch the video. Come on in, everybody. Come on, come on. We had a little slight technical difficulty. It wouldn't be Mystical Monday if there wasn't a technical difficulty, right? See if I can get the people to come back. They were here for a second. They were coming on, and I disconnected them one by one. Thank you for the thumbs up. Everybody that comes in the room has to give me a thumbs up. Hit those thumbs up buttons. Yes, everybody's coming now. Yay, you found me. You found me, you found me, you found me. Yes, yes, yes. Come on, people. Um, Hi, everybody. Thank you guys for giving me thumbs up and liking the page or liking this video already, and we haven't even started. I like that. Give me the thumbs up. Y'all gonna make me get used to them thumbs ups. Hmm. Hi, come on in, come on in. Come on, come on, come on. I'm gonna give it one more minute. I'm trying to be courteous. I just looked on my phone and saw some people were still in the other place. You're in the right place now. Come on in so we can get going and get moving. Oh, look at all the people came in. You guys, I'm looking over here to the left at the little numbers, and you guys are talking to me. Let's see what's going on. Hello, good evening to you too. Hello. You said, hey, you already liking the title because your body has been going through some things. Well, that's just great. I'm glad I can be of service to you. um, Yeah, I think we got to touch on some things today. I told you I move in the energy of the collective, and so what we're talking about tonight is the energy and feeling that I've been getting from the collective. So that's how we do it on Mystical Mondays. We base it off of the energy, the feelings, the frequency that you cannot see. We go beyond the veil, right? Beyond the veil. Okay, people are coming. So, you guys, it is Mystical Monday. Yay! These weeks go by so fast. So fast. So, okay, I'm going to get started with my little introduction. All right, you guys. So, my name is Dr. Dawn. For those of you who are here for the first time or who will be watching the replay for the first time, my name is Dr. Dawn. I am an intuitive guide, spiritual messenger, and mystic. I am the go between the spiritual world and the physical world. I'm the one in the middle relaying messages from your spirit team to you when I do one on one coaching sessions with you. And then I um, transfer or relay information from the spiritual realm to the collective as I do on Monday nights in my Mystical Monday sessions. Hello from Atlanta. Thank you for coming in tonight, joining us. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, good evening. You guys don't forget to give me those thumbs ups now because I like those thumbs ups and I like comments. So, for all of you who will be watching the replay, please comment and let me know if you have questions or comments regarding tonight's video. For those of you who are on tonight, unfortunately, your comments won't be seen for the replay, but please, tonight, if you need to interact with me, ask questions or comment, please do so. I'll be checking in over there to see what you guys are chatting about as I am going through tonight. Okay. All right. So let's get moving. So last week and the week before, we were working on chakras, right? Those wonderful little colored circle portals that we have within our spiritual body, our energy fields. And so today we're going to kind of do something a little bit different. We're going to step out of the chakras for a minute um, because let me tell you guys, yesterday was Easter slash Resurrection Day. Okay. Now, it just made me go through Reflection Day. I know it's Resurrection Day, but it was kind of like Reflection Day for me. So, yesterday I took the time to sit down and I reflected on my journey. I thought about childhood, what Easter meant to me in relation to where what it means to me now at this point in my life. And so when I look back at Easter, I think when I think about Easter, I think about Easter eggs, like, dying eggs, Easter egg hunts. I think about going to church services. I think about getting the new outfit to wear to church. I think about how church was always in overflow mode on Easter because if people didn't go any other time, they went during Easter for whatever reason, right? That was the time you went. And then I thought about how my grandmother was very, very like adamant about people showing up to church on Easter. Okay. And so when I look back at everything that I associated with Easter, it never had any kind of religious foundation for me because when I thought of Easter, I thought about Easter eggs and getting a new outfit. That was my whole kind of thing. That was what I looked forward to. And so I realized as I got older, I started to look more into the significance as it relates to Christianity because that's what I was raised in. And then as I got a little older, it's like I kind of looked at all of the ceremony and ritual that goes into Easter, and I kind of strayed away from it because it didn't resonate anymore with me. Okay. And so now, as I'm older, and I am in another place of spiritual awareness and consciousness, I look at it as not so much geared towards Jesus, the resurrection of Jesus, but towards the resurrection of me and my awakening and how I realize that the similarities between me and the stories of Jesus are the same. And I don't mean me personally, like I'm special. I mean all of us, the human beings as a collective, the species. How our journey is similar to his journey, especially during this time of awakening. And so while everybody was celebrating Resurrection Day yesterday, I was kind of in my own celebration mode. I was kind of in the mode of realization and awakening day yesterday. So I say all this to say We all have journeys that we are participating in and experiencing. All of us are on different paths. We're all moving in different directions. We're all having different realizations. We're having all different types of levels of consciousness that are happening to us simultaneously. Tonight, I want to touch on where we are in this process because when I do one on one sessions, more likely than not, or more often than not, people are coming to me because they're feeling stuck. And see, I don't think we're realizing how far we've come. We're focusing on where we are now and this feeling of being stuck. But when you look back on where you came from in terms of where you are now, you will realize the evolution that is happening to you and that you are going through, and you will become more grateful for the experience that you've had and that you continue to have, therefore prompting the nudging of your stuck energy to move in a direction of flow. So let's go through, if you will, some of these stages of awakening so we can kind of see where we've been, where we are, where we're headed, or where we're sitting at right now. Now, remember, stages of awakening vary from person to person. Usually, if you look them up or somebody tells you about the stages of awakening, they're just in general terms. Because when you get really specific, it's specific to the person and the situations that they are having to occur in their life. So, we're going to look at the stages of awakening from a general overall standpoint. Okay. So, we can kind of feel where we are in comparison to where we've been, in comparison to where we're going. All right. Now, for most of us, not all the time, but most of the time, your awakening will be triggered by a traumatic event. The traumatic event, and I shouldn't say traumatic, let's just say an event, because I'm seeing people now whose awakenings are triggered by the births of their children. You want to know why? Because they're birthing these rainbow star seeds. And so, in order to parent these new souls that are coming, the parents themselves have to awaken to a certain extent. So, a lot of people are awakening now at the birth of their children. Okay. Most of us go through our awakening process via a trauma. Sometimes it is the death of a loved one. Sometimes it is the loss of a job. Sometimes it is the breakup of a relationship. Sometimes it is a physical ailment that we encounter or someone around us encounters. So we go through these things that are divinely set up and placed to trigger that spiritual awakening you, to get you to be aware that there is something more going on than what you see with your eyes here on this planet. Now, depending on what this event is, usually it will cause you to feel unhappiness or emptiness. So that's why we say traumas usually trigger it, because these feelings usually accompany them, unhappiness and emptiness. You'll feel that after this trauma. It'll be like a feeling you've never felt before. Not something that you feel like you can even get through. It goes deep because it's supposed to go deep, because it has to trigger your energy portals. It has to trigger the portals to spark a response, an awakening response from you. Okay. So that's usually the first thing that we experience in our awakening. And it can last for however long it needs to last. Okay. Until you get into the awareness that something is happening. So if you are experiencing that right now, you've gotten a medical diagnosis that you're afraid of that may be terminal. You have had a death, a sudden death, or a loss of someone who was dying, that you were close to. You have lost your job. You've broken up in a relationship. You stepped away from friendships that are hurting and bothering you because they meant so much to you. And you have um, physical ailments within yourself that you're struggling with, emotional, physical, and mental ailments that you're struggling with. I want you now to make your focus and awareness on these things, and I want you to look at them with your spiritual eyes of trigger to awaken you, okay? Triggering for you to awaken. Okay, so remember, this unhappiness and this emptiness is not without cause or reason during this time. You literally have to go through that to get your attention. All right, we usually don't get our attention for spiritual awakenings when things are great. Usually, it takes something to step out of our comfort zone to get us to notice that something is going on. All right. So some of us are at that point. Okay. Next, you're going to start to have perception shifts, a shift in how you are perceiving things. Okay. Now remember, you had unhappiness and emptiness. You are triggering these portals, you're triggering them to activate. Okay. And so as they're activating, they're going to start causing you to perceive things a little differently. Now, if you're in a place of unhappiness and emptiness, you're usually vibrating pretty low, right? And so as you're triggering these perception shifts, you're going to start seeing people, situations, things differently. You may be seeing them from a lower vibrational point of view. So much so that you may feel like life isn't worth living anymore. You don't want to be married to someone anymore. You don't want to eat the certain things you used to anymore. You're in a dark, lower vibrational type of place. So your perception of things that you used to like are being um, affected by this, okay? And so while these things are being affected and your perception is shifting, you will sometimes go through what we call the dark night of the soul, right? That's where we go through. This is activated. It is triggering energetic portals. It is going down into your subconscious and it is triggering some things in you that are causing you to act and react differently to people and situations. This is the second part of your awakening. Okay. You may be responding to things, as I just mentioned, in a lower vibrational point of being, but this lower vibration is taking you down to bring you up. And as you're going down to come up, you are at a point of seeking answers and meaning. Okay, that's next. You want to know why. Usually, when we're going through this awakening and we're experiencing these traumas, we want to know why. Why me? Why did this have to happen? Why did this person have to die? Why did I have to get sick? Why am I being the one that is treated this way on my job? Why do people always step on me? Why does my family mistreat me? Why? You're seeking answers and you're demanding meaning to question. You are literally starting to know or go to a place where you are starting to depend on something outside of you. Usually around this time, you are seeking God. If you ain't never called on God, if you ain't never believed in God, you're calling on something at this point to give you answers, to help you through, to give you strength. You are seeking higher level assistance, either subconsciously or consciously. You're doing this at this point. This is around stage 2, stage 3 in this awakening process. Okay. And while you're doing this, you are looking for answers in places that are familiar to you. For most of us, we go to religion, whatever religion that we have been associated with or that we know. Okay. Or we are experimenting and seeking answers and guidance from different religious places, during this time of being. All right. So this is the seeking an answer phase, like stage 3. All right. All right. So you get to that point where you're trying to ask and wonder why things are happening to you. You're seeking, you're looking for the answers. And then you got these portals. Remember, these portals are activated. When they're activated, they got you aware. As they got you aware, they're starting to guide you. They're starting to bring up things that are and have been kept subconsciously buried deep in you. And they're bringing them up for transmutation and for you to deal with. And so now you're trying to see how to deal with it. And so you're looking, searching, and seeking. Well, as you're doing this, you start to move towards the next phase, which is answers. Okay, you had the questions. Now you're seeking how to find answers. Now, For most of us, as I told you guys with my journey, I started to seek answers through the church, which didn't resonate with me with the questions I was asking. I didn't like the responses I was getting. I was starting to notice that pastors and clergy and people of the cloth were humans just like me, and that they were flawed just like me. And so while I was seeking answers, I was having breakthroughs simultaneously, with one of them being that clergy and religious heads and people were just just as I was. Okay? So when you are seeking these answers, be it with clergy in a church, be it with spiritual teachers or people like myself who also offer coaching sessions or one-on-one or therapy, you're going to therapy, you're getting help from, all these other people. While you're doing this, you're having breakthroughs. You're having moments of awareness that are helping give you insight and the ability to tap into you in different ways. Okay. I always can tell when people come to me for one-on-one coaching sessions. I can tell where they are in their journey based off of one, why they say they came to me, and two, when they tell me what they're hoping to get out of the session. Okay. More often than not, when people are at this stage in their journey that I'm speaking of now, they will usually say, I had this XYZ happen to me, and now I am wanting to know, um, why can't I get through it? Why can't I get past it? Why am I feeling like I am in a place of being stuck? Okay. So I already know where they are when they're coming. So when you are seeking these answers and you're getting these little small nuggets of information, these little small breakthroughs, okay, you're starting to feel a little lost at this point, because everything that you've used in the past to help you solve problems or get through situations is no longer applicable at the place you are now, because the feelings you have now are a lot like before. Remember, these are triggered events to spark your awareness, to move you on your awakening towards your ascension. So the feelings are a little bit different now. The way you handle it is different. And you have the awareness of knowing what I did before ain't working. I got to do things a little bit different. So now you start to feel lost. Okay. So at this point, most people are seeking assistance. And because of our wonderful internet, most of you are going online. You're starting to Google, um, a lot of people Google signs of depression to see if they're going through depression. Some people may look at why can't I ever stay in relationships? You guys will start Googling that. You'll start asking the questions now that your inner self is bringing to the surface for you to deal with. The subconscious things that have been buried down deep for healing are now coming up and are showing themselves in the forms of your questions that you're Googling and seeking answers to. That is your higher self. That is your subconscious pulling things up. And that is your guidance, your spiritual team guiding you to the answers. Okay. So when you get to this point and you're seeking that assistance on Google and you're listening to like the Abraham, well, you might not be listening to Abraham Hicks yet, not at this point. When you're going to all the self help gurus and you're listening to motivational speakers, because that's what we're doing during this point, because we're trying to get uplifted, right? We're trying to find something to make us feel better. So we're doing things like we think we're supposed to do because based on what we know from the past, these things probably help. And so they do help you. They do help you at this point. But then you get to a point where you say, okay, I'm not feeling as lost anymore, but I'm still lost because I know that I don't feel like I used to. So now you move to the next phase and you start to do deep inner work. Now, There's a big gap between what I said and deep inner work, because deep inner work is what some of us do for a long time. A couple of steps is deep inner work. Some of us, we're still doing deep inner work. Deep inner work is ongoing, but you become aware that the change that you're seeking, the answers that you're trying to get knowledge to, has a lot to do with you and your experience. You start to feel like other people can't really relate to what you're going through, because you're experiencing not just these different situations that occur in your life and these different changes, but you're also undergoing the spiritual aspects that are happening that you don't know how to explain to other people. You don't know how many times I get people to come to coaching sessions and they'll say things are happening, but I can't really explain them. And so, because it's different now, the energy on the planet is different. And so, the things that are happening to you guys are not common things anymore. And I don't just mean things like sightings of UFOs and things like that. I mean just simple things like feeling as if your thoughts are creating your reality, thinking that that's just a fluke, or becoming more intuitive and more psychic. You guys notice that, but you say you can't explain it because you think that other people won't understand that. When in actuality, the collective as a whole is we're all experiencing that. Okay. So when you start to feel lost and you start to go within, you start to become aware of the things that are happening specific to you at that moment. You start to get into me mode, me. You start to do and look at things from your perspective as they relate to you and how they affect you. You change your focus from everybody else to you. All right. Now, how many people are in the in the me stage? You're all about me, all about yourself. Me. Not in a selfish way, but in a way of doing what feels right for you, doing what is in alignment with what gives you the most peace. Everybody is in that, well, not everybody. Most people are in that mode right now. Okay? Because that's what the frequency and the energy on the planet is pouring down to us right now. It's pouring down the energy of let's get focused, let's go within, let's look at what's happening in our lives, because we cannot be of service or assistance to others outside of us until we get us together. So everybody's in me mode right now. I actually heard um, or saw a posting on social media where someone of a religious faith was saying, the new age religion or concept focuses on, selfishness. It focuses on, everything being about yourself and not about other people. And, be leery of those kinds of, propaganda, because it's taking you away from our Lord and Savior, and it's making you selfish and all about yourself. And so I looked at that post and I said, if a person is not in the right mind or frame of being, they would take that and feel as if they're doing something wrong by focusing on their own well being first and foremost. So we have to be aware, which is what happens during this deep inner work phase. You start to become aware of what is in your highest good and what is in the highest good of the system. Okay, the system, the masses, the matrix. You start to differentiate between what's in that and what's not. And incidentally, this is the phase where you may come in contact with that whole concept of matrix. If you don't hear the word matrix, you may just hear the word programming. You may hear, the program. You'll hear wording or verbiage that has something to do with a system that is in place to keep us operating in a certain frame of mind and framework. So during this time in this stage, you're starting to become aware of that whole concept and you're starting to navigate through that. Most people, like I said, when they get to that phase, this is the phase where it gets a little tricky, because you start going, wait a minute, Matrix, like that's a movie. Like, is this real? It can't be real. Like, can't, I must be understanding this wrong. And so we go through that whole phase for a while, because that's a concept that we have to take from what was perceived as fiction and make it reality. And so that's another jump in your stage of awakening, understanding what's reality and what is perception, or what is being placed into your energy field for conditioning to keep you performing at a certain place of being. Okay, this is all going on during this stage of awakening. Okay, most of us, a lot of us are in that point right now. A lot of people are kind of weeding through that part. Okay, all right. Next, as you continue your awakening now, you start to navigate through this whole spirituality thing. You're getting deeper in it. You're doing more inner work, right? And so you're exploring more and more within yourself. You're learning more about you in terms of who you are. You're starting to ask that $1,000,000 question: what is my purpose? Why am I even here? What am I supposed to be doing? You start to get into that phase of being. Okay. A lot of us stay in that phase of being because you constantly ask yourself, am I still on purpose? Am I doing what I was supposed to be doing? Did I step out of alignment? You're going to probably do that probably ongoing, okay, as long as you're here. But during this particular stage, it's really at the forefront of your guidance and your awakening. And so now you are searching. You're searching. You did the inner work. And so by doing the inner work, you've activated your chakras. And so you kind of know, you may not know that chakras even exist, but you've activated them. And so because they're activated, they're guiding you on to the next step. And so within this, you start to try to figure out, when you look at doing all your inner work, well, why am I doing this inner work? What is it for? What is the purpose? Why am I praying so much? Why am I meditating so much? Like, does it work? Who says it works? Who says it doesn't work? And how do you do it? Am I doing it right? You start looking at all of those kind of things, different techniques, different spiritual methods of how to do things. And then you start to say to yourself, well, wait a minute, am I religious or spiritual? You ask yourself that question, like, or am I both? Or can you be both? You start going through that whole thing. That is a process. That is a process in it of itself, because you have a lot of DNA that have been activated in you that come from generations and generations and generations and generations before you. You are sent here with preconceived memories and understandings of conditioned generational beliefs that have been passed down to you. So now you're trying to like weed through and move through all of those kind of generational pre-programmed stuff that you got in you. All right. And trying to figure out where you stand right now. And then trying to figure out if where you stand is the right place to stand, which can be very intimidating because you're going to find yourself being outside of outside of what you felt was the norm or what you did according to what the mainstream was doing. So then you got to go through this kind of hermit phase. All right. So you're doing the inner work. You're realizing that there's a little bit more going on. You're trying to develop your understanding of where you sit in this whole thing and what's going on. So you kind of go in hermit mode. You don't want to be around people. You want to be kind of isolated. You want to like sit, study, research, Google, watch YouTube videos, look at Gaia, look at like religious, spiritual programs. You just want to look at everything. You want to read the Bible. You want to like explore Buddhism, Hinduism. You're just going to look at all that at this point because you're starting to really get into life beyond this physical reality. Because remember now, your awakening prompted you to feel this feeling of emptiness, this feeling of unhappiness, this feeling of wanting to seek answers to questions, this feeling of wanting to find answers, this feeling of feeling lost. So you are now searching, pulling, looking, and diving into life beyond what you see here in the physical, because in so many ways you want to escape this world. So in order to escape it, you're researching beyond it, concepts and things that you've never ever looked into, because you're looking for, subconsciously, you're looking for a new reality. Your GPS is activated. Your soul is guiding you. Your higher self is connected to your chakras, and everything is working to guide you along your journey at this point. Okay. So some of you were guided to this video. There was something in this video that you needed based on where you are in your journey at this point. So you're guided here energetically to get what you need. And that's what's happening during this stage that we're talking about right now. Doing this deep inner work. Deep inner work means you go within, you're sparking your spiritual energetic portals. You are in the process of sparking those portals. Those portals are acting in conjunction with your higher self, your spiritual team, and you are being given, for the lack of better terms, classroom lessons. You're being guided to each of your lessons daily, be it through social media, be it through experiences that you're having at work or in your everyday life, in your relationships, or be it with just your becoming more involved in doing things outside of your normal routine and behaviors. This is all part of the guidance you're getting during this deep inner work. Okay. All right. So we're doing the inner work, and so now we come across this thing where they say, okay, you need your third eye activated. If you don't have the third eye activated, you won't be able to see beyond the veil. So then most of us say, well, I want my third eye activated. How do you do that? They say you have to experience Kundalini. Well, how do you do Kundalini? Let me Google Kundalini and see what that means. Then you read about Kundalini, and then you get all of these little um what do you call it when you get like caution. They'll give you like these little cautions that tell you be careful, because awakening your kundalini could cause you like physical detriment and things like that. So then you say, well, wait a minute, maybe I need to get somebody to help me with this. Maybe I need to seek more answers on this whole third eye thing, because I don't really know about this third eye thing. And from what I've been told in the past, this may not be good. This may open the portal to demonic entities. Like, I don't know if I want to do that. Let me research this third eye thing a little more. Okay. Remember now, this is your internal guidance system leading you, guiding you to all these steps, okay, to your spiritual evolvement and awakening. All right. So you look up this third eye thing, you find it on the chakra board, you say, okay, honestly, when you're going through awakening, usually most people just focus on the third eye. That's the only one they usually hear about, the only one that is usually prominent, the only one that most people try to trigger and ignite. They usually forget the rest of them, don't understand the significance of them. And at this point, they're focusing on the third eye because they've been told that if you activate this, you will see beyond the veil, you will sharpen your psychic skills, you will be able to perhaps communicate and connect with the divine. People get excited about this part because now they want to be in the um, spiritual place of being. Okay. Now remember, most of the time when you're exploring this third eye thing, you're still in the religious thing too. So you're going religion, third eye, religion, third eye. Wait a minute. Jesus wouldn't want me to activate my third eye. If I activate my third eye, I might go to hell. So maybe I need to explore this more and see if this is the right thing to do. So you stay in your middle place. And I'm using Christianity, you guys, only because it's the dominant religion. It would be the same if you were Muslim or some other religion. You still go back and forth between this third eye thing and your religion, whatever it may be, because that's what happens when you trigger the spiritual awakening, because your spiritual awakening goes hand in hand. It has to, with your chakra system and the third eye, because this is your spirit body. Your spirit body is what is awakening. So as it awakens, you're going to be introduced to the whole third eye concept. So you got that third eye concept being introduced, okay, during your awakening. And you got your religious beliefs, and you're right here, you're right here, you're right here. You're going to be right here for a while. You're going to actually probably see things that make you think you need to leave that alone, because that is your subconscious, your fear, your preconditioned beliefs that you have carried, triggering that energetic response. So, like when I was going through my awakening, I thought the third eye was bad. I'm like, oh no, I can't. My spirit body was leading me to learn about the third eye. And I said, oh no, it's the devil. I can't do it. Let me get into this Bible more. Let me do that. Let me stay over here. Let me focus, and focus. And the more I focused here, I would see things that would say, I am the way, the truth, and the light. The only way to heaven is through me. I'd be like, okay, so I got to stick with Jesus. I can't do this third eye thing. This is Jesus telling me, leave that third eye alone. I got to stay over here. Okay. And so then I would do that. But then I would have these psychic kind of things happen. My intuition was sharpening. And every time I would read on my intuition, it would say that my third eye is activated. I'm like, oh my goodness, how's this happening? How's my third eye activated? And Jesus is telling me, I am the way, the truth, and the light. How can I be going in both directions? Okay. Well, guess what I realized? I realized I am the energetic force that is creating my outer reality. So the more I feared, like the consequences of stepping away from Christianity, the more my energy field projected that outward back to me. So my fear was coming back to me. So let me break that down for you guys. Remember, I just told you guys every time I would research intuition, the third eye, I would start seeing all these things like I was driving behind a truck and it said, I am the way, the truth, and the light. So I said, okay, that's Jesus telling me, stay focused on me. Don't be doing that third eye stuff. Stay right here. So then I'm like, okay. So then I would get more premonitions, more kind of spiritual things happening. And I would look into intuition. I would look into psychicness, and it would take me to the third eye. So I kept saying, wait a minute, Jesus, I'm trying to stay with you, but I'm getting this third eye stuff. But I finally realized I was projecting my reality. I was creating my reality, you guys. For every thought that I had, it was projecting into my reality. When I thought about Christianity and Jesus and what it meant to me and what I had learned, I would see things related to Jesus and Christianity in my visual field. When I thought about psychicness and seeing visions that I was getting in my dreams and developing that, I would get information projected in my reality about my third eye. So I was creating my reality, you guys. Do you see that? Do you see you create your reality? So when most of us are having a battle, we're going, no, I can't do this because of that you're projecting that out into your reality. So once I figured that out, that was a light bulb going on. And that's a light bulb for a lot of you right now because some of you are going through that right now. You're going to realize what you feel and what you have down in your subconscious comes up into your reality. Okay? And so I was constantly pulling what's in my reality. I mean, within me into my physical reality. Okay, let me give you another example because this is hot right now. I want you guys to, I'm flowing with this concept because I want you guys to get it. So, you know how when you go online and you look at tarot card readers, you'll see some of you'll be scrolling through YouTube and you'll see a tarot card reader and it'll say like your zodiac sign, like I'm an Aries. So let's just say it says Aries, surprise around the corner, money, abundance, be ready, it's coming. So you click on it, right? You say, oh, I want to hear this tarot card. I want to hear this reading because this is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling that this is what's going to happen. I want to let you guys in on a little secret. You will more than likely project into your energy field all of the tarot card topics that are in alignment with what you're feeling because your energy is pulling those things in. Your inner is projecting outward. And so you are pulling these things into your energy field. Have you ever done those flip a card, tarot card things where they put 3 cards down and they say, pick one? Whichever one you pick is the one that is meant for you. It's the one that spirit wants you to see because it's the message spirit wants you to have. You ever done that? And you pick one of the cards and you're like, boom. Oh my God, that's exactly yeah, that's in alignment with what I thought. That's your energy. Your energy projects outward. And so it aligns with where you are. So sometimes when I do my angel communication class, people will I tell people at the beginning of the course, we go through a list of angels and I tell you to pick the angel you want to work with. And so They just feel like they're randomly picking an angel. And then when I read the description of what that angel does and what that angel works on, it's always in alignment with where they are in their life at that moment. And people are mesmerized by that. Well, that's because your energy is in alignment with that angel, and you picked that based on your energy. So when people tell you your thoughts create your reality, this is what it means. If you are scared, um, am gonna use example from my sessions because these are good examples. If you're scared, I had a person who was scared she was going to get evicted. She was so afraid. She was behind. She had made in her mind a plan to get caught up. She's like, I just need to hold on until I could, get my refund. Then I can get caught up. If I could just get my landlord to just hang in there. She's like, but I know he's not going to. I know he's going to put that notice up before I get my refund. Like she's saying it right. She emailed me not even 4 days later, and she said he put the notice up, today. Now, here's what I want you guys to know. She said, I know he's going to put the notice up before I get my refund. She kept saying that. That's what her inner said. So the outer has to respond. The energetic field outside of you has to line up with that inner. And so that's what happened. Has she changed it and said, I'm not worried. I know that I won't get that notice until after I get my refund. I know my refund is going to come on time. I know that my refund was I was designed to get a refund because I the universe or God knows that I needed to pay my rent. So I'm not concerned. If she had to change that flow, that notice probably would not have gone up. Now, I know you guys are saying, Dawn, that ain't how it worked. That ain't how it been in the past, because sometimes I'll be praying something don't happen, and it still does. I want you guys to get in the now. Practice mindfulness. This is a new frequency. This is a new day. Things are happening differently. That is the problem. Most of us are still in the past energy. And so what's happening is we can't make that transition to the now because our energy keeps lining up with our thoughts from the past. So in my sessions, I'm constantly telling people when they come in and ask me about things that happened when they were little, like, why do you think this happened? Or, I have a question about when I was 8, or I'm like, look, your team is telling you, get in the now, get in the right now, because the energy that we have is moving us in a direction that has nothing to do with the past. I want you guys right now to, in your head, tell yourself that the past doesn't exist. I want you to move it out the way. I want you to erase it literally. Because this is a new day, a new energy, an energy we've never had before on the planet. So the response and the outcomes that you get are not going to be like they were in the past. So the way you handle things, the way you thought about things in the past, the way things occurred in the past that's not the case now. It is not the case anymore. The energy is different. This frequency is different. If you guys could get that concept, understand that, most of you would get unstuck, because your stuckness is based off your thoughts, beliefs, and how things have happened to you previously. Previously, not now. Okay. So when you see people constantly saying, get in the now, practice mindfulness, this is what they're talking about: being mindful and present here in this moment, because this moment is all that exists. The past don't exist. It doesn't. It literally doesn't. You are here and you're moving here. You're going beyond where you have been. Nothing else exists. So when you are in a state of confusion and things are coming up in your energy field that support your confusion, be mindful. These are more than likely projections. Projections. What is inside is being shown to you in the physical. Okay? That's what's happening. So when people say, I get this a lot, I'm dating this person, something doesn't feel right. Okay. I feel like their trust might be an issue. I feel like this is somebody that may not be telling me the truth. I feel like this is somebody I need to watch. And then I say, well, what makes you feel like that? And they may say things like, well, this person didn't call when they said, they weren't where they were supposed to be. They didn't do what they said they were going to do. Now, remember, you have already said and projected out what you're feeling within. So some of these circumstances that you got to look at them from a place of, am I looking at them from a place of projection? Or am I looking at them from a place of reality and what is happening in that moment? We got to distinguish between the two because we are projecting a lot of things in our reality that we are interpreting as messages that are coming to us. And it's not really messages, it's us putting into our physical reality what we're dealing with inside of us. Everybody with me tonight? All right, so we're moving on the journey. Baby, this is a long journey, ain't it? We won't get to the end tonight because we're not at the end in real life. So this is an ongoing journey, right? So I'm giving you the highlights of the awakening process. So we're moving on, right? We're getting into this energy thing, which is where all of you are really. Everybody's into moving and increasing energy. We're into aligning chakras. We're into trying to expand our consciousness. We're into trying to get to a place of happiness and a place of love and a place of well-being. That's where most of us are right now. And so this is where a lot of us just start doing a free for all. This is where we start going in whatever direction feels like it is in alignment with us, while simultaneously determining what our purpose is on this planet in terms of the advancement of the planet. Okay. That's the part that people forget. You forget that you're all here to uplift and advance the planet while getting yourself together, while putting yourself back in a state of awareness of who you are. You're also going to be doing things to help uplift the planet. What I want you guys to realize is once you become awakened, we forget the key, most important thing that is crucial, critical, and a necessity for our advancement and awareness. And that is how to let go, how to be happy, how to laugh, how to have fun, and how to have enjoyment. Okay. I posted on my social media last week. You guys, I'm not any different than you. Sometimes I forget. I'm all into this spiritual stuff 24/7 with you guys as well as myself. Sometimes I got to get myself in alignment and realize, when I'm off. And I posted video of me. I went to a paint and sip. I was painting. I did painting one day. The other day, I went out in the park, ran with my dog. This weekend I'm gonna go swimming. I don't know how to swim, y'all, but I'm gonna get in the water and do something. You have to remember that these things keep you and move you in your energetic frequency of being. We forget that kind of stuff because we're so focused in manifesting and getting what we want it to achieve our ideal life, that we forget that having fun, being happy, being in a relaxed, connected mode is the fastest way to advance, elevate, and move us into that state of being that is required for us to manifest and to increase our vibrational frequency to a place of expansion and joy. We forget that part. So, through this whole awakening process, we should all be incorporating our inner child. We should all be doing things that give us that step away from the everyday and the ongoing attempts that we have at trying to increase our spirituality, because now we're all in that mode because that's what the energy is on the planet now, getting our frequencies together. And so we're all in frequency and vibration and energy mode. Okay, let me ask you guys for some questions so far because I've been talking nonstop. Let me look over here and see what everybody's asking. Um, okay, Parlita says, very good lesson. Thank you. Robin says, I see what you're saying. This resonates with me. Um, Robin says, so basically, our inner energy is magnetically connected to the outer energies. Well, everything is energy. Every single thing is energy. Remember, you are one big walking ball of energy. And so, because you can't see it, that's where we get disillusioned that it's not there. So it's like right now, I am vibrating energy. Okay. I am actually talking to you guys about spirituality, increasing your frequency, your vibration. And so I'm projecting that out into the energy field. So it wouldn't be surprising if I were to turn on the television and I were to see something that was related to what I'm doing right now, because that's the energy I'm putting out. That's the energy that's going to come back. So you said magnetically connected. If you want to look at it in that way, sure, say it like that. But it's just a projection. What's in will come out in some form around you. Now you're just in a state of awareness to be able to see it and recognize it when it comes into your field. Um, Derek says this goes to our being creators, right? Absolutely. Um, you create your life or what you're trying to create. You create your ideal life based upon your frequency, your energy, your inner place of being, and how you project this out into your physical reality. So that's what being a creator is. So you're absolutely right. Yes. By thinking better thoughts, better things appear in our reality. Don't say better, not so much better, but intentional thoughts that are designed or in alignment, there we go, with what we're trying to accomplish. So they're not better thoughts, they're just thoughts that are in alignment with what we're seeking to do or receive at that time. Okay. Nick says our past, present, and future is all happening right now. That's absolutely right. That's why we stay right here in the moment. No need to go back, no need to go forward. Stay right here. When you go back and you go forward, you miss this opportunity right here to create what you want to come, because you're here and you're there. Robin says energy and things and situations I run from because it's not feeling right inside of me. Well, I mean, don't run. We don't want to run. You want to address why they don't feel right. So if things don't feel right, then you need to explore why they don't feel right. Okay, that's part of bringing things up from your subconscious for transmutation. Because if it doesn't feel right, it's triggering something within you that needs to be healed or addressed. So don't run, address it and heal it. Gotcha. Okay, good. Good deal. We like when those things happen, Robin, because then it tells us where we are in our process when they come up into our physical reality. All right, good questions. Any more so far? You guys, this hour goes by so fast. Does it not go by fast? Goodness gracious, it goes by fast. Ha. Okay, so I wanted to stop for a moment, since we were really into the chakras, really into energy, really into, the portals and everything. And, but I really want to stop because we need to know collectively kind of where we are as a group. Because since everybody's having their own individual awakening experience, you guys are kind of all going through this on your own. And so I wanted you to have comfort in knowing that what you're experiencing is not unique. And I didn't go through all of it. We got to a point in the awakening where I wanted you guys just to understand that your thoughts and your subconscious things will create your physical reality. We haven't even gotten to all of the other supernatural things that start to happen as you go through these different stages, the next things. I wanted to just touch on these main areas because some of us will go through them and we will teeter totter back and forth through these same ones. And that's not a bad thing. It's not. It's just that sometimes we got to shift, repeat, because we got things that are constantly coming up for transmutation. So, like I told you in the beginning, you'll have maybe sometimes a trauma to trigger the whole awakening process. As you go on, you may have something similar to that same trauma happen again, but guess what? It won't be a trauma because you'll be aware that it is yet another trigger that is trying to come up to be transmuted. And so it won't feel like a trauma so much the next time. Okay. So you'll fluctuate between all of these stages. And that's okay. It's okay. People feel like it's a level, like you just keep going up, which you will. But as you go up, you still may have some reminders of things that you did down here, just to help you to continue elevating your consciousness and awareness. Okay, you guys, it's been a wonderful hour this Mystical Monday. I have loved this. Loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. I actually sat in meditation today. I sat with my guides. I said, hey, what are we doing today? Because I had something in my mind, but it didn't feel like that was kind of what I needed to do. I talked to you guys last week about talking about the death process, kind of what happens after we die. And my team said, not that right now. We need to kind of do a check-in with everybody because we need to make sure everybody is feeling okay right now. And so that's how this came up. So I hope this was beneficial to you guys. If this video was, please give it a thumbs up, like it, share it. People watching the replay, please leave me some comments. Let me know that you watched it. Let me know what you think. And join us live on Mondays at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on YouTube. And we'll keep doing our Mystical Mondays, right? We're going to keep doing them. We're going to keep evolving. We're going to keep moving forward. We're going to keep watching this thing all unfold because it's going to be a journey, you guys. We got so much more headed our way, but we are getting ready so that we are always aware and we're going to stay ready. We're just going to stay ready. Okay. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching sessions, make sure you visit my website at www.discoveringyourinnerlight.com. I have now added a new one-on-one coaching session, which is detachment and release, because so many people are trying to detach and release energetic blockages. That one is so popular now that usually my sessions are on the phone. That's a Zoom conference. We got to look at each other for that one because it requires energy work for most of you guys. And so I got to see you to work with you and do some of these energy clearings. So that's now offered on my website. And in addition to the spiritual coaching sessions, the intuitive guidance coaching sessions, and the dream analysis is becoming very popular because you guys are awakening and being contacted via your dream state by your spiritual teams. And so you're having vivid dreams and needing some answers. So I have that as well. And that's pretty popular. So I want you all, please feel free again to visit my website, www.discoveringyourinnerlight.com. It has been a pleasure. I hope that this has assisted you guys on your journey tonight. And I will see you next Monday for Mystical Monday. Ta-ta.